Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And I have a diamond in the rough for you guys to meet today. His name is Devin Adams. He's a defensive lineman out of Peru State, that being of Nebraska, not of Peru, for people that don't know. But Devin, feel like you're an athlete that a lot of people really need to, get a chance to meet. You have a great story, and let's go ahead and get after it. So,
Let's do it.
tell us where you're from, and let's start walking through this thing.
All righty. I'm from Miami, Florida. I was originally born in Pembroke Pines, Florida. I went to Miramar High School. I'm African American Cuban. I live with my mom, and I'm just on the journey here. On a journey.
Cool. Miramar High School. Actually, some pretty good names coming out of there over over the years. So let's begin there. Let's begin at Miramar High School. Give me some of your highlights. Maybe something that you remember the most of your time as a high school athlete before we move through everything.
All righty. Well, going to the ninth grade, I used to love baseball. I played baseball and football on and off a lot since I was like four-ish, five-ish. So ninth grade, I took football, and it was kind of like it was an overwhelming deal because exactly that was when Geno Smith had graduated a couple years prior, Tracy Howard. Those are the guys we were talking about, like Miami. Um, so then I kind of got overwhelmed. Played baseball, did decent. I started my freshman year. Let's go to sophomore year. I felt a little bit more comfortable. That's JV, so we kind of took over that. Did pretty well. We ended the season undefeated. Played my sophomore year. Baseball was decent. Did pretty well. Got all Broward, so that's like all like in my district. So then that my 11th grade year, I kind of did a thing where I only kicked. I only kicked and punted. And I won't forget, I did have one time where coach said yes, somebody else could kick, and he let me run down on a kickoff. And I will never forget that play. That was the most exhilarating play of my high school career. Ran down, flipped the guy, the whole deal.
Crazy. You mentioned a couple things there. Well, at least as like the last thing is being a punter, which
Yes,
you
sir.
also have had time to do that at Peru State, which is kind of interesting.
Yes,
And
sir.
one of the things that you really highlighted was your baseball background, which to me is kind of interesting because you have this defensive lineman who's about 290 pounds playing baseball. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
thinking to myself, what in the world is this guy doing like on a baseball diamond? Like he's pretty huge. What position is he playing? So enlighten me, man.
Yeah, so prior in high school, I would play third base and center field. That was maybe, I don't know, about 100 pounds lighter. I did that. And then towards my senior year, I would only pitch and play third base. And I just always had a passion for it. I always loved it, and it was always fun. And I always played at a competitive level. I got a like a it's RBI, so it's travel ball, and we have a little thing where you go an all star team in Florida. We'll play an all star team from California, Texas, Tennessee, and we qualified in Tennessee for a small like region. And after we won that, we went to the Texas one, and that's around the whole nation, and we won that one. So that was a big accomplishment, I would say, as a baseball player in high school. And then, other than that, I went through the breakthrough. I went to the breakthrough series, excuse me, my junior year, and that's like I would basically say I was on the verge of like getting drafted out of high school, but it was still like a prospect type of thing. So that was something that was big.
I mean, that's definitely interesting. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think, how many bigger guys I've seen as pitchers. It happens. It does
Yeah.
happen. Obviously, not as often,
The
but
CC Sabathias and stuff. Yeah.
yeah, that's. I mean, I was trying to remember. I mean, I'm not too big into baseball, so I mean, yeah, CC is pretty big. Not
Yep.
probably not 290 pounds though. He's probably like 250. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
A little bit more rounder.
yeah, he's a well-rounded guy. That sounds fun. Um, well, hey, obviously, you were toying with this idea. Okay, or which sport am I pursuing? Am I pursuing baseball? Am I pursuing football? So there is a little bit of a I don't know, things kind of up in the air. And I think that if you were to answer it, obviously there's a love for both, which I think is
Yes.
fair because
Hmm.
you have been consistently playing both sports throughout your time in college. So, um, kind of walk me through this journey a little bit, man. After Miramar, where did you head at? Head after that.
I
Collegiate.
went, yeah, collegiate wise, I went to Delaware State, and it was it was a decent start, I will say. It was a good start. I went there. I played my third game. I started my third game. After the first game, I got in like third series. So after the fourth game, our senior in front of me had got hurt, and so I was able to start for the rest of the season. And after that, it was like I didn't know between baseball and football, and it's really hard because the times, like the way they match up, is the seasons are right after each other. But the thing that conflicted, in which I couldn't like decide, was do I stay with football or baseball? Because this is going to take up all of my time. This is going to take up all of my time. There's off seasons that you have to go through. Like you can't cheat the game. You have to respect it, you know? So I started training with the baseball team, and then I just hit a roadblock. I went back into the football world, and then it was just like I just started to grind, find myself, find myself, and then I grinded for a whole year here in Florida. I trained, and then that's when I went to Peru State in 2019. And I don't know if I'm going to stop right there because that's a
No,
whole
no,
nother
no.
book.
Yeah, yeah, and it's fine, but you know, give me some sense as to your maybe your training regiment. When you're looking at you as a football player versus a baseball player, like what is it that's a little different? As to how you're trying to prepare your body.
Wait, the weight you put on the bar. So the biggest thing for football is power, explosion, like moving your muscles, making them as big as possible, and being able to use them as fast as possible. Baseball is being able to stretch my arm as far as possible because the longer it stretches, this is just physics and it's just baseball physics. The longer it stretches and the more I can move my arm and more flexible, the harder I throw, the farther the ball will go when I hit it. Like I turn my hips a certain way. Football is bench presses and squats and power cleans and things of that sort. Baseball is shoulder raises, planks, things like that. So that's where it kind of gets it's way far, but it's still like, you still need power and quickness and change of direction in baseball on the base pads and the outfield. So it kind of goes hand in hand. But when it gets to the little minute things, it's a completely different ball game.
All right. Well, it kind of interesting to get some insight, on that. But let's continue to walk through your journey. Okay, you got to Peru State. You said 2019.
2019.
And what's happening? Obviously, we have COVID. I mean, that's not 2019, that's 2020, but still, a lot of
We're
that's
rolling
going
into it,
on.
yeah.
There's a lot of uncertainty. So,
Yep.
what's happening with you? What's happening with what's going on?
Okay, so I get there 2019 in the fall. I'm chasing after while training. I didn't mention this. While training, I didn't play there my first year because football because I was chasing a real estate license, like a certification, and I'm
Sure.
almost done with that. So I was chasing that. So I got recruited for baseball. So, like I said, that's the reason I didn't do the football part as much. I was just locked in on the real estate license and baseball. Like I was there just for that, and I was only locked in. I had made my decision. Like I said, I was fighting back and forth. And I did that, and then we can roll into 2020. 2020 came about, and in fall, I'm still locked in on baseball. Almost done with this. Almost done, and COVID.
Right. So, uh, biggest challenge for a lot of people, man. Obviously, a lot of uncertainty as to what was happening in 2020. I
Yep.
think for most of us, we would like to forget. that year. So
Literally,
it was really that bad. But
bad time, bad
obviously
time.
these past couple seasons, I mean, you have done well for yourself there as a football player. So let's try and steer our conversation towards that for a while. So let's look at you as a prospect. I mean, again, um, that's about 6'1" and some change, 190 or 291 pounds. So what are we getting in a player like that? I mean, obviously defensive line, but what's your experience level kind of across that defensive line? Like, where are you lining up and such?
I line up everywhere. Throughout these last 2 seasons, I've lined up in every position possible on the defensive line. 1, 3, 0, the nose, stand up end, 4 eye, crush six. I've played all throughout the line, and as you asked what can I bring to it. I've always brought speed, explosion, and tenacity. I just want to win. I always want to win my job. I want to win every down. And what to expect from me is just that chip on my shoulder to know exactly like you said, in all reality. You're not gonna look at a D lineman and say, what is he, 6'1", 290? You're gonna say 6'4", 6'5". That's fine, you know? So I understand that. I understand what that game is, and I respect the game. So that's why I've channeled it in the last couple of years to train the way I do, to take on the type of game, to take on the type of role that I've taken on. I'm not gonna try to be just someone who sits down and just tries to read the gap. No, I want to make the play. I'm gonna shoot the gap. There's speed within the game. There's explosion within the game. There's TFLs. Not line of scrimmage tackles.
Yeah, and I was looking at some of your stats, man. Obviously, getting a lot of pressure, making a lot of TFLs over these past couple seasons. I mean, you were first team all conference these past couple seasons, which is great.
Yes,
Really
sir.
making a huge impact. So um, let's continue to talk about this defense. So if you had to describe your defense, not just you, but like the pieces all around you, how would you describe the defense there at Peru State?
Our defense is explosive and exciting. And the reason why I say that is because there's TFLs, there's interceptions, there's pick sixes, and there's a lot of like passion. Our safeties come down to make the plays. Our D line gets off the ball. Like, we focus mainly on getting off the ball. Our linebackers are in the box. They can run. They can get out to the flats. They can cover that. The swinging running back. They can get it done. So we're explosive. We're exciting. That's what it is. And we make plays. And when we make plays, we have fun. And when the big plays come, the big plays go back to the house. So
Gotcha. And then of course, you as a prospect, I mean, what do you feel is like maybe one of your better attributes? I mean, obviously you talked a little bit about that explosiveness. Is there anything else that you would say maybe separates you from other people at your position?
leverage. A lot of O linemen are 6'6", 6'5". You may not 6'6", 6'7". You know, they can only get so low. You can only get so low as I can. You can only get your hands inside as fast as I can. You know, they have the long levers. They have to move the whole way. I'm sure I can I can get my hands in there quick. I can move fast. I can move my hands faster. You know what I'm saying? So the biggest thing is, got like the time in the game is like certain defenses they run like they're a run stopper. Exactly. So if you need a run stop, that's fine. Get in his hands quick, get in his chest, extend, get him out, shock and shed. If they got like a zone, that's fine. He's not gonna reach me, and he's not gonna be able to down block on me. That's fine. Don't pull in front of me because he can't come back, because the only person that can get me is you. Because the way I get off the ball is I'm getting off the ball now. We're making contact now. And if you leave from in front of me, I'm in your back pocket.
Okay. Well, nice to hear. So, uh, walk me through maybe one of your best memories as a football player, man. Is there maybe a game or even maybe a specific play that you remember that you can kind of walk through as maybe one of your biggest highlights?
Okay. It does have to be at Peru.
Preferably,
Let's say
but
Peru. Let's say Peru. That's fine. No, because I was gonna say I caught a game with an interception for Delaware State, but that's a whole other
hey,
story.
that's cool. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's nice to highlight. But let's
Yeah.
talk through your school.
For Peru. Um, there was one chase down sack I will never forget because we were playing against Benedictine. This is at the time top 10. Let's lowball it. Top 10 at the time, and we're just on a good run, and we're battling, and it's a late point in the game. And this is the point where it changed the game, and the score went from like 28 to 21 to 45 to 20. So 42 to 28. So it opened that margin a little bit. Um, it was a chase down sack. So it started off, they were driving, and they decided to do a play action inside of the red zone. So everybody bites hard. I remember just getting off. I pressed the guy. He shot me. I kind of like stepped back. I pushed him, shock and shed. And I will honestly say, by the grace of God, I had like both of my DNs, Gerald Smith. He had great pressure. He rolled out, and it was like I just saw a field. It was like a movie. I saw the field. I saw the fans. Like everything was just like it went from like tunnel vision to like, all right, let's see if you can focus seeing everything now. And it was just running after him. And I just remember just jumping and diving, and I was like, please don't throw this ball. And he just tucked it and then rolled up, and just remember looking at the fans like, wow. And this is my first year back. This is the first year in 2021. So it was like, man, this feels good. Like, I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, and let's just be real. I think a lot of us missed it, from
Yeah.
2020. So you get out there, you have a nice play there in 2021, which obviously you gotta love it. So
Early in the season.
um,
So, yeah.
couple things. So obviously, again, playing football as well as baseball throughout this time. A lot going on, but I feel like you've been able to really put together a solid career, albeit a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. So maybe perhaps here in the future you're going to be amongst some of these athletes who are dual sport athletes. That sounds pretty awesome if that's
Hey,
able to happen. So
listen, I've been saying that for the longest, Jimmy. You're just saying it for me now. That's all it is.
yeah, I mean, I think it would be interesting. We'll see
Yeah.
what comes of it. But um, finished out your career there at Peru State, and then recently had an opportunity to showcase your talents at the Podium Bowl.
Yes, sir.
What did you get most out of that experience?
The most I got out of the experience is this game. Like you have to be grateful to play the game. There's a lot of guys who don't get the chance to play at that next level, and I'm talking about college, let alone the NFL, like the top level, the next level, and then the top level. So it was just like taking in everything, just being in my home state. We're practicing on a nice field. Everybody's out there having a good time. I don't even know you, and you're like giving me a hug, like I want you to make this play. Like it's just the energy, the people, and it just, it's the little things.
Yeah, I mean, you have an opportunity to play football again, to go
Mm-hmm.
out there and put together some more tape, which is great.
Yes, sir.
I guess the question is right now is what you up to now, man? Obviously, it looks like you're in Florida, because that's where
Yes,
you're
sir.
from. But what are you up to now, man? Where are you training? What are you trying to do to get to better yourself as an athlete?
So right now I'm training with pass rush, D line, like run. How do I say specialist? His name is Sack Sensei, and Instagram or Twitter. And then that's for specifically football. And when it comes to like becoming an athlete and weight training and stuff, I work out with a sub like coach from Perform. So that's something I'm doing, and I do that Monday through Friday. Saturday is like a therapy day. I would say that's what you can just call it, rehab therapy. We got that. Sunday rest day, maybe some how do I say? I'm sorry, tempo runs. But other than that, just relaxing on Sundays. And then as of February 18th through the 22nd, I'll be at the National Scouting Combine. So that's what I'm doing, just giving everything I got, working day in,
So
day out.
give us a little sneak peek, man. Obviously, you're going to be at that combine. So what do you think is maybe one of your better drills that you're very proud of right now? Like, do we know what we're doing? I don't know if we want to
Yeah,
say
we
so
do.
much so as to what's happening right now. You know, whether it's your bench, your vert, anything of that nature. Anything you want to share to give us a teaser?
I'm excited to jump. I'm excited to jump. I'm
Excited to
excited to show the explosive, like what is needed from me as a player at my position.
Okay.
I'm ready to
Well,
the vertical.
yeah. So what vertical are we getting up to, man? Like you have like a set goal or what?
I've been working on a 44-inch box. So
So you've been box
40.
jumping. So 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 you've been box jumping, obviously, you know, working on you know, that explosion. So that's hey, a lot of guys doing that. So
Yeah,
sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah, definitely.
Um, well, Devin, obviously, in a position where you're training and you're working through all that, and we're talking under the, you know, really under this idea of you getting your opportunity here soon as a professional athlete. But
Yes,
I
sir.
want to take a moment to talk about something that's not that, anything that's not sports for maybe like a minute or so. What is it that people really need to know about this Devin Adams guy, man? Like, is there anything else about you that maybe you think would others would find interest in? Hobbies, personal interests, any special talents, anything at all that you want to share about yourself?
I'm gonna do three things. Love to skate. I cheerleader before. And just something about me is a lot of people I'm misunderstood because like I enjoy life, Jimmy, you know? So the biggest thing for me that's interesting about me is I love life. I enjoy it. I'm always smiling. I'm always happy. And there's a reason to be because I had life almost taken away from me in certain situations. And that's the easiest way I can explain it, Jimmy. I just love life. I love to be happy. I love to smile. I love the sun. I love outside. I love nature. Babies, whatever. You know, I'm just so happy about life. That's
Okay.
it.
Let me send a couple other questions your way, just kind of for
Mm-hmm.
fun. You know, again, this is just us talking through some things.
Yeah.
You have a favorite football movie or favorite sports movie? Let me throw that at
Sports is hard. You can't do sports if you football. Maybe blindside.
you. Okay, that's not bad. Favorite snack food?
Reese's.
Okay, nothing wrong with a little bit of sugar there.
Come on now. And
Let's see.
cashews. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Reese's and cashews.
Okay,
Literally.
okay. You have any pets?
Yes, I have two cats at home.
You're a cat guy. Okay, that's interesting. Um,
That you looked really shocked right there. Like,
hey, you know,
yeah,
to each their own, man. Like
that's it,
I'm
man.
not a cat guy. So,
Yeah,
um,
I know.
you have a favorite superhero?
The Hulk.
The Hulk. Okay. How about a dream car?
Dream car?
I don't know if you're a car guy. You know, just throwing that out there.
Yeah, no. My dream car, it's a Ford F5. It has like six wheels on the back. It's a humongous truck. Yeah.
Wow. So like you want something to be able to deal with the zombie apocalypse, or, you know, with some big friggin'
Hey,
wheels and stuff in the back.
you said it. You said it.
Um,
I didn't.
hey, it's fine. With that being said, let's say it is a zombie apocalypse, and you got to pick like three guys from your team to be in your corner. Who are we picking?
I got Gerald Smith. That's number six from last year. For my team, I gotta go Kayvon Lofton, and I might have to go Grant Gutshot because we need brains. You need brains, you need a smart guy.
Okay, well, hey, that works. Well, Devin, let's go ahead and wrap things up. I mean, again, I feel like you're a very interesting athlete who people really need to get a chance to know. Again, pursuing both football and baseball, but obviously
Yes,
right
sir.
now under this whole idea that maybe perhaps uh, you'll get that opportunity at the pro level for football here very soon. So uh, go ahead and talk to these scouts and tell them what they would be getting if they took a chance on you. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
Coach, I want to work. I know there's no, I don't want to say there's no light at the end of this tunnel, but there's work that needs to be done that's limitless. I'm here to work. I'm here to prove myself. I know what it takes. I respect the game, and I know what I need to bring to the table as a 6', 290 lineman. That's not single handedly talking specifically. That's just in general. No matter what is needed, it will get done.
Cool. Short, sweet, and to the point. So
That's it.
obviously a worker who's willing to put in the work. So really nothing more that you can ask. So
That's it.
Devin, want to wish you best of luck in your endeavors, man. I know you have a lot going on. Training. I love the helmet in the background, by the way, man. Go Bob.
Yeah, man.
So, uh,
I miss
but
it.
all right, once again, I got with me Devin Adams, defensive lineman and pitcher on the baseball diamond
There
there
we
for
go.
Peru State. Check him out.